Well, the White House has rolled out an overhaul of their immigration policy. The problem is we've got new caravans of migrants that know that President Trump won't be as tough on the border as President Biden. So they are now acting quickly, advancing north to make sure they can make it to their slice of our American happiness. We have Lora Ries, a former acting deputy chief of staff for the Department of Homeland Security. She's now a senior research fellow with the Heritage Foundation. Thank you so much for joining us. House Democrats rolled out an 8-year pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants. Talk to us a little bit about why that might seem good on paper, but is really bad policy and bad stewardship for the America that we hold dear.
So what we have learned from past amnesties is that they just cause more illegal immigration, and then we never get out of this cycle. As a sovereign country, we have a right to have lawful immigration here and to have our laws respected and upheld. But everything about the legislation that has been introduced this week is solely about making illegal immigration easier and focusing on the illegal alien population and giving them benefits.
Go ahead.
There is nothing in terms of prioritizing for Americans, and that is where the priority should be for both Congress and for the president.
But specifically on that point, you have these policies that, look, I think people have a soft spot for people who want to come and live the American dream. America is a land of opportunity. But they're giving a free pass to people who come here, who have criminal records, who have broken the law, who have a past history of being sexual offenders. It seems as if, again, they are changing the law to empower the lawless.
That's exactly right. And we are a very generous, the most generous country on the planet in terms of immigration. We have a broad legal immigration system, and Congress and the president should be encouraging people to come here legally, not illegally. And again, this bill and the ICE priority memo that was just put out this week waives most crimes. Only if you are a convicted aggravated felon are you going to be removed or put into removal proceedings by ICE. And so those members of Congress and other leaders on the left who've called for the abolishment of ICE, the Biden administration has pretty much accomplished that with their priority memo this week.
Right now, specifically on the left, you have individuals who are always praising these Nordic nations, the Swedens of the world, the Belgiums of the world. I've often remarked to them, get on a plane and try to get to Norway or Belgium or any of these places and say, I'm here to stay. You won't be able to get in. You'll be standing there, Gandalf the Grey. You shall not pass. You're not getting in. So how do we get people to reconcile the fact that the world in which they're trying to build, even in that world, this notion that you can have an open border for anybody and everyone simply does not work?
Yeah, other countries are allowed to enforce their immigration laws, but for some reason the U.S. isn't allowed to. And again, the left just focuses on making illegal immigration easier. It's about power. It's about votes for them. But again, that is not putting Americans first. And when the president and Congress swore to uphold the Constitution, they're swearing that oath for Americans. And so Americans need to get back to work. Americans need to get back to school. And meanwhile, down on our southern border, this administration is waving in large populations of illegal immigrants, children who are not all being tested for COVID. It's very backwards.
4 years from now, living in Joe Biden's America when it comes to immigration, where do you think we'll be if we continue to go down this path?
We are going to have a much larger population. We are going to have a much larger national debt. And it's any economic recovery from the COVID pandemic is going to be at a much slower pace.
And I think, again, the average American knows the person who pays that price and bears that burden is the American taxpayer. Lora Ries, thank you as always for joining us. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.